Alright, never mind. I was about to say not yet, and then you did it anyway.
Oops. We're back. Listen. Gotta.
Remember my poem that I said?
Yeah. It's coming true.
Whatever can I do in a world of never-ending pain?
For once, seems like Yuri and I are the last ones to the club.
Really? I thought last time we went to the club we were the last ones. But you know, whatever. Well, looks like the lovebirds are late.
Oh boy, are we gonna...
I don't think we're gonna be saying anything about what's happening.
Are we gonna have another session? Like, is she gonna go off?
We better not. Had a secret just on your way over here.
A blush spreads across Yuri's face that makes even me feel embarrassed. And no, besides, you're not even late.
Thou doth protest too much, methinks.
Save it, Shakespeare.
That is from Shakespeare, actually. Hamlet, to be specific.
Trusting Yuri to know every single literature reference there is. Don't tell me if we're going to start a unit on Shakespeare in the club now.
Don't worry. I wouldn't inflict that on you guys. Not right now, at least.
I can't tell if she's being serious or not.
Anyway, now that everyone's here, we can start our meeting.
Nezuki and Sari pop out of the closet to join the conversation. Guess Sari was helping realize Nezuki's manga or something.
V2, Yuri, you're finally here.
Finally? What's that supposed to mean?
Obviously meant that you two are slowpokes.
How many times am I gonna have to say that we weren't late?
All in good fun, V2. So, what did everyone do over the weekend?
Oh, God, Monica. The weekend. It's kind of surreal to think that people were going about their days normally while Yuri and I were talking about such dark subject matter. You two did sleep over. You could say that, but then...
Homework and manga for me.
Sounds about right.
I had to do some part-time work, too. Oh, what kind of work is it? I bet it was something cute, like a waitress job at a maid cafe. But what? Who do you think I am? It was, you know, this, that. Sorry, what did you do?
Guess she doesn't want to talk about it. Given her sudden change of subject, maybe she really is working at the maid cafe.
No. I got up on sleep.
Sorry, you sleep in every day. There's no way you need to catch up on sleep.
You know, Meanie, you can never have too much sleep. I can definitely relate to that. Never have enough sleep myself.
She sighs, a weary smile on her face.
Not only do I have cram school and tennis practice every day, but I also have to deal with class rep and club duties.
Geez, humble brag much? Don't you ever have any time to yourself?
Free time, to be honest. I do so often that it's kind of a foreign concept for me. That's what I get for signing up to do many things at once. It can be truly surprising what a single person is capable of. Oh, that's just an exaggeration. There are lots of downsides to this kind of lifestyle.
Monica's face visibly falls. It does sound kind of hellish to not have time to yourself. Does she even hang out with friends outside of school?
Enough about me. What did you do, Yuri?
Yuri gives me a pleading glance. Yuri and I hung out over the weekend. We talked a lot about stuff.
Wow, what a lovely little couple you are. Thanks for saving the PDA for the weekends.
As we do pantomimes, barfing, causing Sayori to giggle. When you guys start dating, I'm going to return all these teasing tenfold. Isn't that right, Yuri?
I suppose so. Sarah looked shocked after you said that. I was like, yo.
Why though?
I don't know. Maybe thought you was like, oh.
Maybe they were just like, oh,
no,
we
wow.
date? No.
No. Well, looks like we all have supremely exciting lives, eh? We're really living on the edge, alright? How about we keep... Yeah, I don't like that living on the edge. Oh boy, no. Alright. How about we keep up the excitement and share poetry now?
Crap, I totally forgot to write a poem. Well, okay.
Understandable.
Hold on, I kind of have to talk to you first, privately. He shoots me a curious look.
Alright, we could just...
Might be a long conversation, so you guys can go ahead and share poetry first.
Everything okay with that? Everyone else okay with that, Yuri?
Yuri nods in affirmation.
Okay then, don't take too long.
I bet I'm going to take as long as possible.
Because you didn't have a
Alright, come on, Yuri. step outside for a bit.
You didn't have your poem. So what was it that you wanted to talk to me about?
Oh, well, to be honest, I needed a distraction because I forgot to write a poem.
There's me too.
Sorry, wait. Don't go back in. Yuri sighs, then smiles patronizingly. Thanks for putting up with me. And now I think about it, there is something I wanted to talk to you about anyway. I actually thought of it during the conversation back inside, but Yuri, are you going to tell the others about your self-harm?
No.
She immediately panics at my question. I didn't mean right now. Sorry, I just meant eventually, when you're comfortable, of course.
I see. Sorry to repeat too, but I don't know if I'll ever be able to tell them even in the future.
Why not? When you want your friends to know what's going on in your life? They could provide as much support as I do, only multiplied by 4.
No.
No? Yuri looks down at the ground, not meeting my eyes.
I can't. I wouldn't be able to stand if they start treating me differently. Can't things just stay the same? Please?
Yuri, you even said it yourself, sometimes change is necessary.
I didn't say that. I said that change isn't necessarily bad. But in this case, it's neither necessary nor positive. All it will do is change how others see me.
But how can you tell? But how can you, well, get better without people supporting you, standing by your side?
Look, there's me too. Even you see me differently now. Yeah.
He's right. She's
She's
right,
right.
but like, God.
Don't try to argue, otherwise it's only to be expected. I know you're trying your best.
Yuri,
Please, just let this matter go.
Alright. If you're not comfortable talking about it, I won't force you to.
Thank you. Now, if you'll excuse me.
She slides open the door and slips through. Can't help but feel like this is a conversation that we'll return to later. At least she knows where I stand on the subject. Of course, it's difficult for me to understand her point of view sometimes, but I really do think that she could confide in others too, not just me. For now, though, I have to figure out an excuse for forgetting my poem.
Okay, good. We don't have to do that. All right.
That would be. He probably was smart enough to figure out something.
You fucking the dense motherfucker. Saying like, oh yeah, the reason why I'm fucking yes, because of I read a good history book. That's why, not because of the fucking firework thing, dating someone else.
It's crazy to think about how fast time is flying by. Seemed like only yesterday I found out about your self-harming tendencies. As I'm mindlessly thumbing through my phone, I'm once again reminded that February has already started. The past few weeks felt like they hadn't even happened at all.
Year anniversary.
Well, I guess that's not strictly true. I mean, yeah, in many ways, like, life remained the same. Still a couple, school hasn't changed much. We still go to a literature club. But despite the apparent normality, things feel different, for obvious reasons, I guess. Yours also started becoming a little more, I don't know what the word is, obsessive, maybe? Nothing too crazy, but she's been texting me a lot more than usual. I've noticed that she replies instantly. Oh boy.
Yeah,
well,
remember that obsessive behavior's gonna...
But that makes sense, though, because this is the first person who's truly gotten to understand her since her parents died.
But also, she could be, like, trying to, you know, go, like, texting a lot to distract herself.
Yeah.
Try not get the thoughts in her head.
But then, if he's not careful, this can be taken to an unhealthy level.
I mean, yeah.
Kind of like she's been glued to her phone. Maybe she's still worried that I'm judging her. After all, she did reveal a very intimate part of herself to me. A pang of anxiety shoots through me. I don't think I'll ever get that scene out of my head when I first saw her raise her hand, blood on the floor. Even after a few weeks, the image is still burned into my mind. The other girls are still oblivious. Yuri's stance on whether or not she should tell them hasn't changed at all. Sigh and wearily rub my hands through my head. Here, what am I meant to do? Perhaps I should. One day my phone will stop interrupting me when I'm deep in thought. Hey, Mom. Hi, Jerk V2. It's been so long. Really has, hasn't it? When's the last time we talked? My goodness, I think it was before Halloween. That means it's been around 3 months. Jeez. Anyway, what's new? Oh, actually, what about Yuri? Are you guys together yet? Well, I could practically hear the anticipation through the phone screen. Yeah, we are. I had a feeling you'd tell me that. Look at you, my little prince, all growing up. Mom, really? Little prince? Sorry. It's just that from a mother's perspective, well, your son's first girlfriend is big news. I can't wait to meet her. You'll only get to meet her if you promise not to embarrass me when she's over. I can't make any promises. I roll my eyes. I could practically see the smug smirk on her face, even though we're hundreds of miles apart. Anyway, oh yeah, December exams results. Oh yes, I hope you've studied hard and got the grades you need, young man. Don't worry, I did just fine. Sakurai gave me my results last week and he was pretty impressed. To be honest, I was pretty surprised myself. Overall, I did well, but I really aced Japanese, history, and English. That's excellent to hear, sweetheart. Well done. Small laugh flitters through the phone speakers. Huh? What's so funny? Just remembered you saying that Yuri is a huge fan of literature, and she's constantly reading books, right? Yeah. Well, assuming you guys discuss these books, well then it's clear that she's rubbing off on you. She seems like she's really helped you appreciate literature, making you more analytical and thoughtful yourself. Clearly it's showing you in your grades. Really? I never even thought about that. Does it happen in every relationship? Hard to say, really. It's definitely common, though. You spend so much time with your partner that you subconsciously start copying their mannerisms and tendencies, and that may be useful, especially now. Huh? Why? It's Valentine's Day coming up soon. Jury V2. It's her personality. If her personality is rubbing off on you, you might find it easier to think of something special for her.
Now I'm just thinking if their parents died on Valentine's Day because they're together in the.
You said February.
And this is February.
Oh boy, I've totally forgotten about Valentine's. On the year that you get a girlfriend, you forgot about such a romantic
There
day.
are things going on in his life, all right.
When you put it like that, it doesn't seem a little.
Doesn't.
It does seem a little logical, huh? Well, it's not for a week, so I've still got time. Don't dawdle, sweetheart. You'd be amazed how quickly that week will zip by. Okay, I get it. I'll think of something. Anyway, what have you been up to? Given that it's been a while since you called, I imagine work must be really busy. There's a sigh on the other end. Yes, you are right. Clients have been so demanding over the past few weeks. New projects, new technologies, new strategies. We're so glad when this business quarter is over. New technology and strategies. What do you mean? Well, I won't bore you with all of the finer details. Basically, our company has rolled out in this new app. We're supposed to use it when we're talking to our clients as it's meant to boost communication efficiency. The only problem is it's not exactly initiative, rather the opposite. There's not been much intuitive. Rather the opposite. There's not been much company training on how to use it. So we've basically had to do our own research on how it works. It's tedious, but better than not knowing what to do, I suppose. Anyway, unfortunately, I have to go, sweetheart. It was lovely to catch up with you again, and I promise it won't be so long until we next talk, okay? It's fine, Mom. You've been really busy, so don't worry about it. Well, I'll see what I can do. Huh? About what? Oh, nothing. Forget I said anything. Bye, Jordan.
I mean, yeah, we know about.
I love you.
Is like her
love
trying
you too, Mom.
to get over it back here again.
As I put my phone back in my pocket, my mother's words continue to swirl around my head. We've had to do our own research on how it works.
Don't fucking cut yourself. Don't do it.
Is he gonna Google shit?
V2, don't
Maybe.
do it.
Of course, the answer is right there. Why didn't I research self-harm on the internet
great.
before?
Yeah.
Man, I could be really dumb sometimes.
Like all the time.
Just as I get up to make my way to my computer, my phone rings. Speak of the devil.
Hi, V2.
Ah, hey Yuri.
I tried calling you just now. You weren't around?
Huh? Oh, no, I was just talking to my mom, so that's probably why I didn't see your call.
Your mother?
It's been a while since we've spoken, so it was really nice to catch up with her again.
I can imagine. Yeah. How is she?
Stressed, but she's doing fine. She was happy to hear about my exam results. Guess that parental instinct never goes away, huh? Laughed to myself before realizing what I just said.
Ooh, fuck you.
Sorry, I meant like...
It's okay.
There's an awkward silence for a moment.
Anyway, I was wondering, can you come over? I've been missing you.
This is the first time we went to her house.
Yeah.
I frowned slightly. It's a Sunday, Yuri.
You gotta be fucking... Look, she's being a little obsessive and whatnot, but like, yeah, I mean, this could be the day of parents' death, but like, still, you gotta...
The last time you saw me was Friday in school. It's only been 2 days. Is everything alright?
Yes, I'm fine. I just really want to see you right now.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be right over.
Fuck, man.
So, it's my first time going to Yuri's house, huh? strange to think that this is the first time it's happening, even though we've known each other for months. Oh, damn.
Boom, instantly teleporter.
Hey, that's the book in her picture on the phone. See that book in the picture?
I see. Yeah,
That's
the
the
bookcase.
background.
You mean the bookcase? The fucking bookcase.
No, the book and the picture.
There's multiple books. You're saying
Or
there's
the
only one
bookcase
book?
and the picture.
Yeah. the picture's on the fucking bookcase. Just say the bookcase. That's all I have to say.
After exchanging a kiss, I take a seat on the bed right next to Yuri. She's blushing slightly. You know, your bedroom looks exactly how I imagined it would.
What do you mean?
Just looks really elegant and tidy, much like you. Of course, only you would have a huge bookshelf right next to your bed. How many times have you tried to reach over to the bookshelf while you were snuggled under the sheets? She smiles bashfully. It never stops being heartwarming.
Maybe a few times. By the way, Georgie too. Would you like to see? Yeah, yeah.
Knife collection.
I was gonna say the graveyard over there, but yeah.
Get your mind out of the gutter during V2. You're what? Painfully aware of the subjective
But
tone.
yeah,
The conversation is suddenly adopted.
Yeah.
Judging by the ferocious blushing on Yuri's face, it's safe to say that I'm not the only one.
I mean, yeah, it's probably the knife collection, but yeah. Although you probably think it's really weird.
Wait, are we
thinking
of different things?
So it could be the graveyard thing.
She reaches towards her desk and pulls out a medium-sized black box.
Oh, it is a knife. Okay, fuck. Alright. Well, you remember how I said I had a knife collection.
The wave of understanding washes over me. I had to fight the urge to laugh at myself. My God, the situation could have
I
been
thought
made
what
a million
Derby
times more
2
awkward.
was like thinking about. You were thinking about the knife collection.
Oh, you want to show me your knives?
You're not weirded out by it?
Yes, I like knives. Nah, at one point I was tempted to get you a knife for Christmas, but I figured you already had a few. Besides, I don't know what type of knives you like. I'm kind of curious, to be honest. I've never met someone who collects them. So yeah, go ahead. Apprehensive tension is still visible on her face. After swallowing nervously, she gently
I
opens
got
her
a
lips.
sudden coldness again, and also my spine hurts.
Wow.
Yeah, it's great.
You weren't kidding when you said you had a collection, were you? Medium-sized box. My question is, what?
Is it like a shoebox?
Yeah,
and it's
she
like
said
filled to the brim.
She said black box, so
yeah,
it's
I'm guessing like
probably
kind of
not
like
that
I'm thinking they're kind of like a shoebox kind of.
shoebox.
And also, is it like filled to the brim, or is it like kind of like all the floor of it's been like?
We'll find out.
Sorry, I know it must be really weird. I don't know why I even suggested it.
She moves to snap the lid shut, but I reach out and gently grasp her hands. Surprise flickering goes across her features as she looks at me. If I look closely, I can detect shame in her eyes. It's not weird at all. I accepted who you were a long time ago, Yuri. Please don't feel ashamed. Plus, I really want to see these knives of yours.
Really?
Smile reassuringly at her. Yes.
If you're sure.
She gingerly reopens the box and pulls out a small knife. This one a dagger? Looks too small to be a knife.
It is indeed. This one actually comes from the 18th century, and if I recall, it's also from Spain.
Okay, it's a shoebox then. And she
Yeah,
pulled
yeah.
them out, so it's definitely on the floor. And it sounds like...
I'm guessing it could be like under their table.
Yeah, and it sounds like none of them are like this size. Because a shoebox would hold like one of these, and that's it.
Well,
They're
if you stack them up, you know,
Well,
you don't
yeah.
have to.
They're probably around pocket knife size, and probably small daggers like she was talking about.
I mean, there could be like one decent sized knife in there.
They're probably more historical knives, which is what this is.
I mean, she likes fine craftsmanship. And
Yeah.
knives, you know.
That makes sense. Spanish, huh? Slowly take the dagger from Yuri and hold it in my hands. The hilt is silver, and the blade comes with a golden
Don't
sheath.
stab yourself again.
Carefully, I unsheath it.
This one isn't particularly sharp, but I would still recommend exercising caution.
Turn it over in my hands. It's not exactly a large weapon, but the craftsmanship is undeniable.
During the Renaissance age, daggers such as this one was actually used as a part of everyday dress. In fact, daggers were the only weapons that commoners were permitted to carry. The dagger is very popular in Spain, where it was referred to as either a daga or a puna.
I sheath the knife and hand it back to Yuri, who puts it back into the box. You really know your stuff, huh? It's really admirable how intelligent you are. Books, science, knives. Is there any limit to your knowledge? She blushes and reverts her eyes into the box.
You're too kind, Georgie too. You know, when she says you're too kind, it really gets a whole new meaning. of your two kind.
My eyes are
Oh,
drawn
it's
to
like,
a
oh.
rather large curved knife that sits in the middle of the box. Wow, this one is a really cool shape.
And it's large, so I'm guessing
Curved, huh?
curved.
Mm.
I'm thinking kind of like machete-ish type, but that's like big. So like, can't be that.
As you move away from the base of the blade, it curves to the side to a
Is it
point
like a
where the head
saber?
is at a very different angle.
It could be like
Oh!
a saber or something.
Or is it that one, the one that you just...
Curve starts at the base and curves
Yeah.
point. So it's
Hot.
probably around like this, but it's probably more old styled, and it
Yeah.
probably doesn't have this teeth, and
All right, yeah, let's
it's probably shorter too.
continue. This one has a fascinating history.
Her face is lit up and passion flares behind her eyes. It's the type of fever I see only when she's talking about her books.
It's actually called the kukri, and it's an icon of the pal. Do you see how the head of the blade is at an angle? This gives the kukri immense chopping power. You see, it isn't a knife designed to stab or slice, although you could of course still do that. The head and weight of the blade means that it's very efficient at cutting through flesh. In fact, it's even able to cleanly chop limbs off. Yay.
Oh damn. I think I know a few fictional serial killers who'd love to use a weapon like this one. Ha! But what's with the little notch above the handle?
Essentially, it's to stop blood from dripping onto the user's hand. That would make the handle slippery and practical.
Yeah, mine has that too. Well, actually, almost all of mine have one of those. Man, I had no idea that so much thought went into the design of these things. To me, knives are just simple cutting tools with a straight edge. Guess it goes to show how much I know, haha.
I don't blame you for thinking like that. Interest in knives is hardly the norm, so it's a given that you wouldn't give them that much thought.
She holds the kukri up, slowly turns it around in her hands. From her expression, it's clear that she's admiring the blade. I'll admit that it's a little unusual. After all, someone told me that one day I'd be looking at my girlfriend admiring a dangerous weapon. I wouldn't believe them. But being with Yuri, it's opened my eyes. It's helped me see that people have a variety of interests. In a way, it's refreshing to see how such uniqueness is in a person. What is it about knives that you like so much? I remember you talked about it a long time ago, but I can't remember what it is that you
And
said.
fine craftsmanship. But that is one of the reasons why. There are many reasons, some of which make more sense than others, I suppose. Let's start with the simple reason. Yep, the craftsmanship. An untold number of hours go into creating the knives as they see them. The weight, the feel, the sharpness, the length, the design, the color. There are also the rather dark associations that knives have. There'd be two. Am I wrong in thinking that there's something inherently fascinating with the macabre? We're taught to fear the darkness, but there's something so intriguing about it.
You know, if I think about it, I can see what you mean. Like if we take Halloween, for example, it's pretty much a festival dedicated to the dead, right? Yeah, it's pretty commercialized, but I've always enjoyed it. Telling ghost stories, scaring each other, seeing all of the gruesome costumes people wear. Yuri nods in earnest.
Fear is such an enigma. Different people fear different things. Some people love horror movies, yet others balk at the very thought. And when it comes to knives, well, you only need to look at the world around you to see what kind of reputation they have. And knives never judge you.
Have you ever used these knives to cut yourself?
Ooh.
I immediately berate myself for asking such a question like that. Sounded way less
How is that less
insensitive
insensitive?
in my head.
I'm surprised you even had to ask that.
You have so many, and a lot of these knives look, well, they're really big, and they look really sharp. Here, stay silent. Just worried about you, that's all. More silence. It's growing more uncomfortable by the second.
I know you are, Trigger too. And it means a lot to me that you care. I was so afraid that you'd break up with me because you saw my scars, or once you saw my scars.
Break up with you? No, of course not. If anything, it's made me want to be with you more.
Why?
Well, I want to see you get better. Oh, God.
Hero complex.
And I actually wanted to do some research of self-harm with you and look at some therapy options,
I was
but
gonna be like, no, that won't be necessary.
oh damn.
I don't like that bolded text, yeah.
The finality in Yuri's voice stopped me dead. I've only heard such assertion in her voice maybe once. Why not?
Because I don't want to go to therapy.
Don't you want to stop cutting?
Self-harming is the only way I've ever known how to deal with my issues. It's the only way I've been able to express myself.
But we both know it's not a healthy way to deal with your feelings, Yuri. What if you cut too deeply? Or I don't know, cut a vein or something?
I won't. I know which places are safe to cut and which specific areas to avoid.
That doesn't make me feel much better, you know?
I'm sorry.
She sighs deeply.
To be honest, I knew you'd eventually ask me to try therapy. I know it's probably hard for you to see it like this, but for me it's really not that simple.
Help me understand, please.
If I must. Though I warn you, you're not going to understand at all. Anyway.
She reaches into the box and takes out a silver knife. As she speaks, she rolls it between her fingers, taking utmost care not to accidentally cut herself.
Like I said, self-harming has been the only way I've ever been able to deal with my feelings. And yes, I know it's maladaptive, but you have to understand that for me, it's like a routine. It may not be a good approach, but it's the only approach I have.
A therapist could help you make a new one.
And what's the whole point of therapy? To get me to stop self-harming. In other words, losing the only way I've ever known how to control myself. I simply couldn't imagine another way of dealing with things. Plus, the thought of opening up to a complete stranger about my innermost insecurities is simply unimaginable.
Okay, if he plays this right, he can convince her. But if this dense fuckwad screws up,
let me tell you something, it's probably going to be hard to convince Yuri to go to therapy.
if he makes good points, which there are good points.
Yeah, but she
thinks therapy is about getting her to stop self-harming. Yes, it is, but it's also about finding a way to cope with stress
but like,
too.
she probably wouldn't be able to tell a therapist really anything. Which doesn't help. It does not help. And it'll probably have a lot of emotion, like stress and panic.
We could be there.
Look, we can't be around her 24/7, CJ.
Well, in therapy, I mean.
Yeah, I know, but like, in total, if we make her go to therapy and then we leave her alone, bad thing's gonna happen. I hid it from my parents, I hid it from you. The only reason you knew about my house was simply through chance. There's an awful lot of vulnerability and blank trust to put into a random stranger, don't you think?
As much as I hate to admit it, yeah, I can definitely see what she means. It's easier for me to stand her and ask her to see a therapist, but it's a whole different story for her.
If it's any consolation to me too, I don't exactly cut frequently. I won't deny that still happens, but ever since we started dating, it happens a little less.
Really?
Yes. Having someone to talk to. Someone who's open-minded, who's willing to listen to me ramble on about literature or look at knives with me. It does make a difference.
She slowly inches her face closer to mine.
It's amazing how much of a difference just one person can make. So, thank you.
Tentatively reaches her arms out for a hug. I comply instantly and pull her close. Her head rests against my chest. Yuri, look, I get it. I know you don't want to see a therapist, but can you at least promise me that you'll think about it? For my sake? Or for yours? She looks up at me.
Jervy too.
Please, I'm serious. I know you don't want to, but this isn't something I can ignore.
Okay. I promise that I'll at least consider it. But please don't get your hopes up, okay? That's
all right.
Probably the best we're gonna get.
That's all I can ask for now. She nods slowly.
By the way, I've been meaning to ask you. Would you like to read the first ghost story I ever read with me?
You still got it on you?
Of course, it's one of the strongest reminders I have from my parents.
Sadness flickering over her features, I'm quick to reply. Of course, where is it? She motions to a book resting snugly on the bookshelf next to her bed. Even though it's a little sad to think about how the book serves as a memory of her dead parents, it's enduring that it's so close to her bed. Almost like a guardian that watches her when she sleeps. Man, Mom was right. I really do sound like Yuri. Hey Yuri, I've been looking all over for you. He starts when I call out her name, but instantly relaxes when she catches sight of me.
Just me too. Sorry, I was in the bathroom.
Oh God. Yeah, I figured as much when I saw that you weren't in your classroom. Anyway, do you want to eat lunch with me?
I'd love to.
Come on, let's go to the roof to eat. Start walking together down the hallway, our shoulders nearly touching, backs of our hands brushed together as we walk. Public displays of affection are strictly prohibited in our school. Yuri is not one for breaking rules. Still, even the small touch sparks of electricity between us. Stealthily link our pinky fingers together, prompting a shy smile from Yuri. We walk together in compassionable silence, passing by the occasional student hearing snatches of conversation from within the classrooms.
Yuri too, isn't it? Sarah to move in the other direction.
Oh god. I'm scared of what... Huh? I guess, but I was just following you.
But I was following you.
Leave it to us to do something like this. We walked all the way to the first year classrooms without realizing what was happening.
I suppose this counts as our exercise for the week.
Definitely. As we turned around to head back, I noticed you were curiously peeking in one of the classrooms. Oh yeah, shouldn't Mizuki's class be around here?
She's in class one, see if I remember correctly.
Do you want to say hi to her? Actually, we could have even asked her to have lunch with us.
If she's gonna put up this.
We bites her lip and looks over at the classrooms again. If you don't want to, you don't have to.
I wouldn't want to stop you talking to your friends.
Hey, don't forget, she's your friend too, right?
That's true. We could do whatever you want.
I mean, it doesn't seem like you were that comfortable with it.
No, fine, really. Go ahead and ask her. I'll wait out here for you.
Okay then, if you are sure. Then with one last glance back, I hesitantly slide open the classroom door.
I thought there was gonna be a choice. I was like, what?
Didn't seem like Yuri was too keen on eating with Mizuki, but if she said it was okay. Plus, it'd be good for her to get closer to other people too, right? Stepping inside the classroom, I met with a few curious glances from students. That's no surprise though, given that not many people know all their upperclassmen. Mizuki's hunched over alone at her desk, scribbling something on a piece of paper. As I approach, I'm surprised to see that rather than writing, she's drawing something. Hey Mizuki, what are you drawing? Startled, she looks up and quickly whips the paper off her desk.
What are you doing here? Get the fuck out of here.
Just saying hi.
Okay, hi.
Are you trying to start your own manga or something?
No.
She turns red at my allegation. Looks like she is drawing manga.
If you don't have anything better to do, why don't you beat it?
Actually, I did want to ask you something.
What?
Well, if you want me to beat it, I can just leave.
What do you want to ask?
Are you sure you want to know? I'm perfectly fine with just minding my own business.
Just tell me already.
Okay. I was going to ask if you wanted to eat with Yuri and me.
Oh. Wow.
She looks down at the now wrinkled piece of paper in her lap. With a frustrated sigh, Mizuki crumbles the paper up in a ball and tosses it onto her desk. Whoa, what are you doing? Reach out for the ball, up drawing, my hands quickly swatted away by Mizuki. Do you want to keep your drawing?
No, and keep your nosy nose out of my business. Now, where are we eating?
The roof, if that's okay with you.
Yep, just lead the way.
So we head for the door. I still can't help but feel bothered at her tossing away her hard work. It's probably like that one poem she threw away before that Monica found.
Hey, Yuri. Guess we're having lunch together, huh?
Way to state the obvious.
It's called small talk. Ever heard of it?
Whoosh. Yuri and I don't need small talk.
Wow.
Right, Yuri? Oh my god.
I admit it would be nice to live in a society without any of that. Jeez, let's walk all the way up to the roof without talking then.
Fine by me, Yuri.
I wouldn't mind. Let's do it then. Silence.
We stand on the rooftop quietly, the cool breeze giving the sunshine a comforting warmth. Finally, Mizuki flings her arms in the air and speaks in an exasperated tone.
That was so awkward.
Maybe for you, but sometimes Yuri and I don't talk when we're together.
It's just a matter of
acclimatizing the word
to the quiet. After a while, you learn to enjoy it. I mean, it's not like I hate the signs when I'm alone, but it gets so awkward when you're with other people. You guys are weird.
Hey, never said I wasn't.
Anyway, shall we eat? Yeah, sit over there.
Having settled down, Yuri takes out her bento box as I pull my own lunch out of my bag. This happens to consist of the extremely healthy options of 2 packaged breads, yakisoba bread, and my personal favorite curry
Look,
bread.
bread, you got bread and bread. So much bread. Did you forget you love bread?
As I tear open the curry bread's cellophane, I pause. Suki's been sitting with her arms wrapped around her legs, making no movement to bring out her lunch. Looks like she's just staring into space. Hey, Nizuki, where's your lunch?
Huh?
She jumps a bit at my question.
I forgot it. Oh, did you leave it in your desk? We can go back to get it if you like. No, I mean, I forgot it at home.
She didn't even check her bag for it.
It's fine. Don't worry about me.
Toss my yakisoba bread at her. Here, I don't know how much you like this stuff, but it's better than nothing. Look of, I don't know how, shock, surprise, maybe. Whatever emotion it is, it causes her eyes to widen for a moment. How low of an opinion must she have of me to be this surprised?
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's not like I'm gonna starve if I give it to you.
Yeah. Thanks.
She enthusiastically tears the plastic package apart and chomps down on the fried noodles and bread. Did you skip breakfast? Or is that just your favorite type of bread? My question, Nizuki seems to choke on her bite for a second before hastily chewing and swallowing.
I skipped breakfast. I think this is like a hungry day for me too. You know, those days you just never get full.
I can relate to that.
That most likely results from an unhealthy diet.
Are you including me in that statement? Well, I can't argue against that.
I do not have an unhealthy diet. I have no diet. Okay, maybe I bake a lot of pastries for myself, alright? But,
Looks like Mizuki's out of excuses. Just admit it, Mizuki, you're totally unhealthy. I mean, you don't play any sports, and you basically live off of cupcakes.
hey, I make other things besides cupcakes.
He sighs and shakes her head.
I'm not sure how you two survive this way. We've been doing just fine.
Yeah, we're still alive, aren't we?
Quite the high expectations you have there. That's just really too setting a low bar for himself as usual. Don't let me in with him.
Wow, way to throw me under the bus, Mizuki. She shrugs and smirks at me.
If the shoe fits.
Who's the one who accepted my offering of bread?
You. You're the one who gave it to me. Don't you dare try to jump me over that fact.
Please, it was just a joke. As an apology, I'll buy you a coffee later.
And make that strawberry milk and you got yourself a deal.
Sounds good to me. And with that, we all turn back to our food. For a while, Mizuki polishes off her bread and crumples up the plastic packaging.
Hey, I'm just going the entire sentence. I think lunch's almost over, so I'm just gonna head back while I'm at it. See you guys at the club. And, thanks for the food.
Our faces full of food, both Yuri and I wave off Mizuki. The smaller girl turns and leaves. That wasn't so bad, right?
No, I suppose it wasn't. Sorry, I don't know what's going on in my mind.
Her weak chuckle causes me to instinctively grab her hand. Damn, okay, he needs to, like, stop that.
Yo, he's just too stupid, and it's like action before words.
That is not a habit he should
I know.
make,
It's
like, at all.
Yeah, but
Oh,
that's
God.
just his mindset. He's never gonna change.
It's fine, Yuri. You can take your time.
Thank you. I'm really grateful that I have you by my side.
Oh, wait. He said he grabbed her hand. Okay. I thought he grabbed her wrist or some shit. I was like,
No,
dude.
no. He said hand. He said hand.
Her voice adopted a breathy tone for a moment, and her hands feel especially warm in mine.
It's really just initiating conversations that's the hardest part. Conversation topics, small talk, awkward silences, everything just deepens the anxiety.
Kind of like what Mizuki was talking about, huh?
Yes, I don't normally mind the silence, but when I'm made hyper aware of it.
That's perfectly fine, Yuri. I think most people can relate to at least some of what you're feeling, you know? And just when we were about to launch into
And the
a
bell
heartfelt
rings.
conversation, the bell couldn't have had worse timing.
We should start heading back, shouldn't we?
Sigh and nod, packing up my stuff. Yep, let's talk more during the club.
Agreed.
Man, I don't think I've ever been the first one in the club. That is, until now. Well, Yuri would be here with me too, but she had to go to the bathroom again. I'm concerned.
I am concerned.
Some girls have the bladders of squirrels. You're a dense fuckwad. Or maybe Yuri wouldn't be. God damn it, Jerky 2. You couldn't even go one day without thinking of that, could you? Well, it's not something you should really ignore, which you said you wouldn't, but you're ignoring it.
Well, you're kind of putting trust in Yuri and also...
Which, Yeah, I would trust her, but like,
This is
still, this is
very
a-
intense thing
Yeah.
that she doesn't have control over. So it's
Yeah.
kind of hard to trust her in this one.
I don't even know if it's right for me to think of that stuff when I think about Yuri. Wouldn't it be doing her injustice to not consider the hardship she goes through? But then again, I also don't want to define her by her self-harm. Ugh, I have no idea what to think. Fortunately, my mental ratings are cut short by the rattle of the door opening.
Interview 2, what a surprise.
You expected to see me here yet,
No, definitely not. Where's Yuri? She's with you, right? After all, you two always spot to the club together.
Ah yeah, she's in the bathroom right now. I feel kind of weird escorting her to the bathroom and all.
Jumped the tree like a fragile little flower, you know.
Yeah, I know that. I'm once again reminded of the fact that I'm the only one who knows Yuri's secret. Still, Monica may have a point. As I open my mouth to continue the conversation, the door slams open, announcing the arrival of Sayori and Mizuki.
Alright, Julie too. Don't forget about Monica. Oh, and Monica too. Welcome back to the club, you two. Where's Yuri? She's in the bathroom. I look forward to discussing literature with her today. Something like that, I guess.
Oh, damn.
Or in your case, it'll be more discussing manga, huh? Hey, manga is literature.
Sayori, you just stole Mizuki's line.
Sorry. This isn't a joke. I don't appreciate people making fun of my manga, especially when there are people like you who won't even consider what I'm saying about it. Idiots!
Classic Mizuki.
Hello, everyone. I apologize for my delay.
Whoa, Yuri suddenly materialized
She
beside
didn't
me.
take that long, so either it's a quick fix, or she just actually had to go to bed. It's fine, Yuri. You're not late. Now that everyone's here, though, we can get the meeting started. As per usual, we'll be having a bit of free time first, followed by poetry discussions and general announcements. Okay, everyone, let's get busy.
We begin to split up into smaller groups at that, with Monica leading the way by shuffling Sayori off into a corner of the room. Just me, Yuri, and Mizuki left then. Out of the corner of my eye, I could see Mizuki opening her mouth to speak before Yuri cuts in.
Interview 2, would you like to continue with our
Mizuki's gonna want to spend time with her.
Yeah.
Mizuki knows your way. Brow furrowed in frustration. Hold on. Mizuki, are you gonna say something?
Huh? No. I'm not interested in whatever stuffy book you guys are reading.
Glances over at Yuri as she says this. I don't know how accurate my hunch is. I've got a feeling that Mizuki wants to talk to Yuri more. Come on, spit it out. What happened to our lunchtime bonding?
Oh, it's none of your business. I wasn't even gonna talk to you. Sorry if this is presumptuous. Did you want to speak to me then? Never mind.
Smaller girl quickly spins around to flee the scene. I know that Yuri wants to get on with the book we're reading, but Mizuki seems pretty eager to talk to her. Should I just hang out with Yuri or encourage her to talk to Mizuki for a change? I'll have to admit it, I'm a bit reluctant to give up quality time with my girlfriend. But again, I can read with her another time too. Either way, I need to make a decision before Mizuki hides away with her manga
Save the
again.
game. We can read any time.
Yeah. I say ask Yuri to hang out with her.
Yeah. I just hope that Yuri doesn't get too flustered.
We can always go back.
We can always go back.
Knowing Mizuki, she's probably going to bottle this up and never talk about it again if we don't stop her. So for the sake of everyone's sanity, it'd probably be for the best if Yuri just talks to her now. Hey Yuri, I think you should actually follow up with Mizuki.
Do you not want to read today?
No, it's just that I think Mizuki really wants to talk to you.
You have a point there. To be honest, I am curious about it. Alright then, if it's fine with you, I'll go speak to her now. See, it sounds good.
Go for it. I'll just do homework or something instead. Lord knows I need to work on the procrastinating list. I wave Yuri off as I pull my workbooks out with a sigh. Guess I'll be pulling a Monica today. Just finished a particularly difficult math problem when Monica suddenly interrupts my concentration. Given my feelings on math, I can't say that it's an unwelcome distraction though.
Okay everyone, it's getting late, so let's hurry up and share our poetry.
As I put away my homework, I sense a presence that appears before me. It's Yuri.
This is a ghost novel.
But just as I'm about to speak to her, Monica interrupts me.
You too, you remember to write a poem this time, right?
Monica says this with a bright smile on her face. However, I can't help but hear a threatening edge to her voice.
Basically, Yo, she knew.
Man, when did cute girls become so scary? Yeah, I did. I hope I did proud with it.
We'll see.
Oh, my poem had turned to Yuri, offering up my handiwork. How to go with Mizuki. She pauses as she takes my poem, clearly mulling over her words. Finally, she starts speaking up with a smile.
I can't say that it went smoothly the entire time. She was quite evasive, frankly, when I first confronted her. Although there was no doubt that my awkwardness factored into it. This may be a surprise. This may surprise you, but I don't think I've ever appreciated Natsuki on my own before. Our approach. So that didn't help matters either.
That's par for the course when it comes to Mizuki. Don't worry too much about being awkward. You come off as very well spoken in general.
Really? I wouldn't have thought so.
Really, not to downplay your own insecurities, of course, but I do think that you overthink things a lot.
So much yawns coming out once. That might be an understatement. Anyway, after a bit, we began discussing topics such as our interests. To summarize, we had just had a normal conversation. It was the kind of banal conversation that people have every day, but somehow it made me feel content.
Her eyes sparkle with life as she says this. That's understandable. After all, isn't a happy life usually made up of multiple small, satisfying moments rather than a few huge, joyous moments?
You're right. All these things happening made me wonder why Natsuki and I fought so vehemently in the past.
Part of it was because of the differences in your poetry styles, right?
I suppose when two passionate opposing oppositions clash, or things.
Absolute pandemonium ensues.
It's probably less outrageous than that.
Speaking of poetry, though, I think Monica's giving me the evil eye, so do you want to start sharing?
Pleasure. In any case, nice analysis today.
Thanks, I've been learning from the best, so...
You know, there's one thing I'm glad about when it comes to any your game. Is that makes my job spending a lot easier when more people are enthusiastic about literature. And I'm pretty sure that you become more enthusiastic about after dating.
What, so you're not just happy for us as your friends?
That goes without saying. No.
Thanks for the support, though. In the beginning, I wasn't really sure how it'd be if two members of the club were dating.
No problem. To be honest, I had my own reservations about that bit before, too. But looks like everything turned out right. Right?
Yep, or at least I hope so.
Anyway, looks like everyone else is done by now, too, so... Do you want to reconvene with the others now?
Sure thing.
Okay, everyone. Hope you had a good discussion today. It's actually really great practice for our Japanese classes, you know? And as all of you know, the finals are coming up next month.
Oh boy. Mizuki and I
The game's ending soon.
instantly grown.
Don't remind me.
Yeah, they're still a whole month away. No need to bring them up now.
But the early bird catches the worm, right? But what about the worm in this case? I guess it's... be good grades. Good grades which will lead you to being able to get into a good university and thus find a well-paying, stable job. Which will then prevent you from having to die alone without a family nor a home.
Jesus
Yay.
Christ, Monica. I think that's a bit of an exaggeration.
Okay, if you don't like the idiom, how about this one? An ounce of prevention prevents a pound of cure. And I assume the pound of cure would be failing grades. That's right, and we all know that failing our exams will lead to. Let me guess, living under a bridge and dying alone. You got it.
Jeez, Monica, when did you become our mom? Plus, high school isn't mandatory, you know. Plenty of people would normalize without going to university, too.
I know, just exaggerated. Sorry, I think I'm projecting my stress on everyone. I definitely think that it's wrong to assume that the only path to career success is through higher education. All that does sound oversaturated. Job market with random degrees and very young adults and tens of thousands of dollars in debt. At the same time, these young adults often don't even know what they really want to pursue in a career. Some people might be better off in trade school doing freelance work. Pardon me, in the sentence. Or there seems to be some cognitive dissonance at play. Cognitive dissonance? Oh, you mean when someone believes in two conflicting ideas? That's right, Yuri's actually right too. I don't think that people should be forced to go to college just to fulfill social expectations, and yet I feel that pressure too. Of course, I also want to get to go to university so I can better myself. My throat hurts a lot, but that's fucking... my throat. There's always this pressure at the back of my mind. I don't even know what my parents would do if I didn't go to university.
So I guess that's all the stuff typical about pressure and being busy is true. My throat just hurts every time I speak now. It fucking hurts.
Gosh. Natsuki, do you think Monika's lying about all that?
No. I just thought she was exaggerating a bit, you know?
It's fine, Natsuki. Some of the stuff I say does sound far-fetched at times.
Man, we really have to talk to you about
Take you
out on a spa day sometime, Monica. Actually, everyone probably deserves a day of relaxation at this point. Especially Yuri.
A group spa day. My dream to be too. Are you hoping for a spa with mixed baths?
What? No. Damn. Now I can't stop thinking about it. Besides, Yuri's the only girl for me. Come on, Yuri. Let's show them all and go to a mixed bath by ourselves. Aw, Jordan. Damn. That was forward as hell. Yuri's completely red in the face now. I really gotta remember not to make jokes like that around her.
I'd rather have you not show us that. Yeah, Derby too. Don't be gross like that.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, let's get back on top before Derby 2 makes Yuri implode out of embarrassment.
Hey, Yuri's not that embarrassed, are you, Yuri?
Let's talk about exams.
Oops.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. Yeah.
Wow, so even Nazuki would rather talk about exams, huh?
Same here. Alright then. Now, I don't know if I'm jumping the gun a bit, but I was thinking, how about we hold a few study sessions together for exam prep?
Are you forgetting that finals aren't for another month?
They don't have to be held right now. We can get together when it's closer to final season. Personally, I believe that holding a study session together would be a good idea. Between the 5 of us, each subject should have at least one person who's proficient in its area. That way, we can have those who excel in certain subjects and help those of us who struggle more in those classes. Yeah, I think that making a study group is pretty smart. It'll help motivate us more fucking... We all support each other and cheer each other on.
I don't have any objections to it myself. And like Sarah said, I'll stop us from procrastinating. Or it'll stop us from procrastinating.
You mean stop you from procrastinating.
Oh really, miss? I lost my workbook.
Meanie? That's not even procrastinating. That's just me being absent-minded.
Okay, but who's the one who rushed over to copy homework during lunch before?
Fine. I'll stop you and me from procrastinating. Happy?
Very.
Hey, this is all really cool and whatever, but I think you're all forgetting one tiny detail. I'm not in the same year as you guys.
Oh yeah, that's true. She's taking a less hard test. And also a different
There's
test.
really no point in inviting me to the study group because I won't be able to help anyone with their work. But we can't leave you out. This is a club thing. Even if you can't help us study, you can still find most of our support cupcakes.
Ha! She probably just wants food, yeah.
Yes, I really don't mind if you're with us. Rather, I think I actually like it. We can all study and talk together, even if we all study totally different subjects. And I suspect that Monica feels the same too.
You only got 6 minutes left, Jordan.
It's at 6:45. We can't go just abandoning a fellow club member and friend like that.
Yeah, what do you say, Nizuri? Joining us?
Okay, fine. Well, because you're all dragging me along anyway.
The wide grin on her face betrays Nizuki's true thoughts. Funny how by this point we can all tell that she really means the opposite of what she says.
Yay! I knew you said yes.
Geez, nothing to cheer about.
I'm glad that everything's settled nicely now. Actually, that should be it for today too. Thanks for the hard work today, guys. See you all tomorrow.
I someone feel exhausted already. Hours of just...
To be honest, same.
I feel like we have different, you know. Hold on, I don't believe we ever planned out the actual dates for the study sessions. Oh, thanks for reminding me. Let's discuss it in the group chat so we can all write down what schedule best fits us.
We'll all make noises of affirmation as we pack up our things. Studying with the girls, huh? With any luck, Yuri and Monica's influence will somehow pull up my grades. Not to mention that it'll be a lot more fun studying with friends. Although there will be undoubtedly be some disagreements when it comes to studying literature. Oh well, it'll all be worth it in the end, right? You know that feeling when you wake up and actually feel refreshed from having a solid night's sleep?
No.
I don't. Yeah, me neither. As I check my phone display, once again reminded that Valentine's Day is slowly but surely creeping up towards me. I rarely sink back into my pillow as I expected to prepare some sort of gesture, like take her out to a meal or something. Oh man. It's tempting to close my eyes and go back to sleep. But we all know how that could end. Ignoring the cries of my body, I reluctantly swing my legs out of bed at once. I'm mercilessly attacked by the temperature difference outside of the covers. Drowsily making my way to the bathroom, I prepare to summon the energy to make it through the day. Well, that's one perk of winter air. Fuck me.
Definitely wakes you up.
It definitely wakes you up. Feeling a little more alive, I start the familiar journey towards school. Hang on. Maybe I could wait for Sayori. I mean, it's not like I'd be taking any time away from Yuri if I walked with Sayori, so there's no harm in it. Well, guess there's nothing to do except wait. Shivering slightly, I rub my arms with my hands. How was it warm enough to eat lunch outside yesterday? The weather around here makes no sense. Still no sign of Sayori. With a sigh, I pull out my phone and send her a text. Sorry, I know it's kind of random, but do you want to walk to school together today? No reply. Weird, she's probably sleeping or has her phone switched off. Either way, I don't have time to check up on her. If I hang around any longer, I run the risk of being late myself. Maybe making a mental note to talk to Terry the next time I see her in person. Put my phone back in my pocket and start walking to school.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Jerk V2, how nice of you to turn up. We were all waiting. Worriedly, I glance at the clock. Huh? But sir, I'm not late. He chuckles to himself. Indeed you aren't. Sorry, I just felt like playing a little joke. That's evil, sir. And I didn't even know teachers had a sense of humor. He feigns a wounded expression as the rest of the class laughs. My, they warned me that being a teacher would be tough. Often you know that a sense of humor is a prerequisite to becoming a teacher. And why is that, sir? Well, teaching a bunch of surely teenagers for hours on end. You have to find a way to power through the day. And what better way than with a joke? Are we really that much of a chore to deal with? Now, that would be telling. Anyway, today's lesson. His face drops a little. Unfortunately, the 1930s, especially in Germany, aren't exactly humorous. So apologies in advance. Thankfully, the lesson passed by relatively quickly. It's crazy to think about what the world used to be like. A world of I know that goddamn word.
Totalitarian.
Yeah, that regime. Founded on fear and maintained through blind obedience. To think that the status quo was so widely accepted. What evil lurks in the hearts of ordinary people. During V2, with the start, I realized that Sakurai is standing in front of me, looking rather expectant. Oh, sorry, sir. I was a bit lost in thought, huh? Thinking about the lesson, huh? There's a dry sarcasm in his voice. Yeah, actually. Really, huh? Now that's not something I hear every day. Anyway, I was meaning to ask you about what you want to do after you finish school. It might seem a little early now, but believe me, graduation will sneak up on you before you can say history is the best subject. It's funny that you mentioned that, because I actually have given it some thought. Oh? Yeah, I decided I want to go to university. Very respectable choice. I trust you'll opt for a history degree? Maybe. Something analytical.
You were right the first time.
Analytical, for sure. I'm pondering my options at the moment. Japanese or history, yeah. Anything to do with literal analysis? He nods approvingly. Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining, but what spurred this on? I always thought you enjoyed history, but I never thought you wanted to take it up at university. Well, I guess I've just broadened my horizons a bit, you know? There's a mischievous...
Look, man, you're
mischievous twinkle in his eyes. And what's ignited this sudden passion, I wonder? There's a student I teach who always has quite the flair for literature. She's rather quiet, but whenever she answers a question and hands her homework in, it's clear that she's very intelligent. I don't suppose such a description rings a bell with you, does it? He smirked as one half innocent, one half knowing. You're talking about Yuri, aren't you? we're dating. Aha! That explains a lot. I can see that she's rubbed off on you, and that's the second person to remind me of this. Looks like it really is true. Anyway, it's good to see that you've got a plan. A lot of students have no clue, even in their third year. You'll have to work hard, though. The exams that you have to take in order to progress in university are pretty intense. Don't worry, though. You've plenty of time to prepare, and I'm sure that with Yuri by your side, you'll be just fine. Well,
Let's save the game.
that's reassuring to hear.
Save the game before you stop it. Just save. Look, we're getting through like all of the the save files. We're gonna have to start overriding some soon.